History is not just a collection of dates in a dusty book. It is the breath of ancestors still lingering in the soil. For decades, the world has viewed Vietnam through a single lens, the smoke and fire of the 20th century. But look closer. Beneath the scars of modern war lies a civilization, born of legends, a people who believe they are the children of gods and dragons. This is a land that endured 1,000 years of chains, only to break them time and time again. This is not just a story of war. This is the story of an unbreakable spirit. Welcome to Born of History. I am your host. On this channel, we peel back the layers of time to uncover the legends, the empires, and the turning points that shaped our world. Today, we journey to the heart of Southeast Asia, to a land defined by its defiance. This is the history of Vietnam. Our story begins in the shadows of prehistory. While little was written down, the earth speaks through bronze and clay. Long before the modern era, the Hong Bang period established the foundation of culture. Legend says the Vietnamese descended from a dragon lord and a mountain farrier, divine lineage for a resilient people. But myths were soon met by cold, hard steel. In the 2nd century BCE, a Chinese general ushered in an era that would last an incredible 1,000 years. For a millennium, Vietnam was ruled from the north. Yet Chinese culture didn't erase the Vietnamese identity. It forged it into a weapon. Figures like the Trung Sisters became eternal symbols of resistance, leading a revolt against the mighty Han Dynasty. They chose bravery over surrender, and though they fell, their legend became the blueprint for every Vietnamese rebel to follow. In the year 938, the tides finally turned. At the Battle of Bach Dang River, the warlord, Nung Cheo Quyen, used a brilliant strategy. Sunken wooden stakes tipped with iron. As the tide receded, the Chinese fleet was impaled and destroyed. 1,000 years of foreign rule ended in a single afternoon, but sovereignty brought even greater threats. When the Mongols, the most feared conquerors in human history, swept across Asia, they expected Vietnam to fall. They were wrong. Through ingenious guerrilla tactics and naval mastery, the Vietnamese repelled the Mongol Hordes 3 times. But as the centuries passed, the nation faced its own internal demon civil wars, shifting dynasties, and a slow closing of the near borders that would eventually leave them vulnerable to a new power from the West. By the 19th century, the world was industrializing. But Vietnam's last emperors turned inward, shunning modern technology. It was a fatal mistake. France, seeking resources and a foothold in Asia, used the persecution of missionaries as a pretext for war. By 1885, the Land of Dragons was rebranded as French Indochina. The economy was stripped for tea, coffee, and opium. But nationalism cannot be buried under a foreign flag. From secret societies to failed poison plots, the hunger for independence grew louder. It was in this era of oppression that a French-educated revolutionary named Ho Chi Minh began to plot a future that no one thought possible. World War II changed everything. Japan invaded, the French returned, and a devastating famine killed millions. By 1954, the country was split, a communist North and a non-communist South. What followed was one of the most destructive conflicts in human history, the Vietnam War. This wasn't just a civil war. It was a global chessboard. The North, backed by the Soviets and China, faced the immense military might of the United States. It was a war of tunnels, napalm, and extreme heartbreak. Over 1 million lives were lost. But the jungle favored the persistent. By 1973, American troops withdrew, and by 1975, the North swept into the South. After decades of division, Vietnam was finally won. Today, Vietnam has risen like a phoenix. It has transformed from a war-torn landscape into a global economic powerhouse and a world-class tourist destination. Yet, the past is never far away. Vietnam is a living reminder that while history can be written in blood, it is sustained by the will to survive. From the Dragon Kings to the modern era, this nation remains unyielding. The story of Vietnam is a testament to the fact that we are all born of history. Which era of this journey did you find most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the past, make sure to subscribe to Born of History and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chapter of our human story. Like the video and share it with someone who loves a good tale of resilience. Thanks for watching, and remember, the past is always talking. You just have to listen. Bye for now. History is not just a collection of dates in a dusty book. It is the breath of ancestors still lingering in the soil. For decades, the world has viewed Vietnam through a single lens, the smoke and fire of the 20th century. But look closer. Beneath the scars of modern war lies a civilization, born of legends, a people who believe they are the children of gods and dragons. This is a land that endured 1,000 years of chains, only to break them time and time again. This is not just a story of war. This is the story of an unbreakable spirit. Welcome to Born of History. I am your host. On this channel, we peel back the layers of time to uncover the legends, the empires, and the turning points that shaped our world. Today,